Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Moon Serena here, and it's me, Ruvius here. And today we're going to talk about, another team of evildoers in Sailor Moon, known as the Amazon Quartet, or the Amazon 4, the Amazon 5, or the Strong Women. Now, forgive me if I don't know their names, because their names were hard to say in the Pioneer world. And their names in the Viz Furlies are more hard to say. But I believe one was Jinjin, one was, I guess, Slava Flay, Sudasu, and Parapara. If I'm saying their names wrong, oh well, there's not really much I can do about that. Now, in the Pioneer world, they happen to live they came from another world. They happened to see the dream glass of Queen Helena, or I can never say her name right. Queen Nephelena, I guess. And they were out playing one day, and they saw the dream looking glass. And this woke up Queen Nephelena from her sleep, who told them that for waking her up, that she would give them their gifts, which these were these balls. Now these balls, she told them that she had to shield them because they would grow up if they didn't have these balls, and whatever dreams and goals they may have had would never have would go. That whatever dreams or goals they may have had, well, they could never ever dream anymore, and they believed that, and they went to work for the Dead Moon Big Top, and they had to work underneath Sarconia, who in Pioneer's world was a man, not a woman. And they didn't get along with him. And you had to fight to get them to do every goal there was. Now, unlike Tiger's Eye, Hawk's Eye, and Fish Eye that had to look inside of folks' dreams, all they had to do was to see if the dream glass was golden, because apparently it seemed that was the only other way they could see what the glass was, a golden looking glass. And yes, there'd be many times where they would go after folks believing that their looking glass was the one, and everyone looking glass was never ever the golden one. The only one who had the golden looking glass that everyone was looking after was Rini. Now, it is true that Sudasu and Slavaslay and Parapara and Jingjing or Bang Jingjing were named after stones. Not worlds, but some of them were named after stones. So anyway, they were hard to fight. And even after Queen Helena gave them might that was stronger than the might they already had, they were really, truly hard to beat. But it was after they took Helios Pegasus for themselves, Queen Helena shifted on them. The truth is, she never cared about them at all. She was only playing them to help her and her goal to take over the world. Well, yeah. You see, Queen Helena was so felt that she could be beautiful forever if she took the dreams of other folks. And she was after Helios, who had the golden hearse, which would give her a lot of might. Well, at the end of the day, and Sailor Moon, you know how this went. It was Parapara, Jingjing, Flavaslay, and Sudasu, who ended up Vessi, I guess, who ended up knowing that they've been played, and ended up shifting good. Helped us beat Queen Helena. Well, yeah. And don't forget Sailor Moon, because after that, you had to go and get Sailor Mini Moon, Small Moon, Little Moon Rini, who Queen Helena put in a sleep spell once again after she took Rini and beat the shit out of her, and guilted and shamed at her for being the one that Helios chose to be in the dreams of when he was the winged horse. And you woke her up right before you were about to fall to your deaths, only Helios helped you both. Now, we all know that after everybody said their goodbyes to Helios, that once again Parapara, who and Jingjing and Sudasu and Slavaslay ended up telling everyone, look, there is a flying fleet ship or something, and they did not need might to do that. And they said, so we say goodbye, and they said, no, it's good we don't say goodbye. Will we meet them again? Well, they're like, yeah, we might meet them again. Well, they never did, at least not in the Pioneer world. They didn't meet them again. Even after Queen Helena was freed by Galaxia, who herself was taken over by madness. So now a lot of folks are going to say that, and they're going to say in Sailor Moon Forever and Sailor Moon Stars, they come back as, as sailor fighters, entrusted to fight with and watch over Rini as Sailor Mini Moon or Small Moon or Little Moon. And yes, that is true. In the books, they were handled a little unlike than they were in Sailor Moon SS. And a lot of folks will say that they didn't really mean to harm anyone, or if they did, then they were truly sorry for it after the thought. Like I said, they were truly brainwashed or played into believing that if they ever lost their balls, then their dreams and hopes and goals would go away and they would never have them. At the time, they liked to go around and shame and guilt everyone else for, oh, well, you're growing up, you're going to lose your dreams, you're going to lose your hopes, you're going to lose your goals, And that wasn't true. Even if you do, you end up getting new dreams and new goals and new hopes. So, yeah. Now, the way that they were handled, their selves. Parapara was the youngest, the one who liked to talk as the freest self. Sudasu seemed to be the more earnest out of the ones, the one that was seen to get more irked. Slavaslay seemed to be more of the laid-back one. And we'll say that Vessi, or, was the one who seemed to be mostly behaved as the leader of the team. Now, you might ask yourself, why did they not get along with Saturnia? Because they believed since Queen Helena or Queen Nephelena had brought them to the Dead Moon Big Top, they believed they didn't have to answer to the Overseer or the Wicker or whatever, the Ring Wicker or whatever, and thought that it was beneath them to have to listen to him. And also, they were the ones that also casted the spell, at least in Sailor Moon Forever in the books, that made Hawk's Eye, Tiger's Eye, and Fish Eye into man-like, woman-like beings. Well, you're right, RUBEUS. We did talk about the Amazon Quartet, or the Strong Woman 5 or 4, and about what they did and how they were handled in Pioneer's world, which would, and how they were handled in, Forever and Stars, what their kinship was there, and how they seem to behave, everywhere other takes. Let me know what you think about them. And Sailor Moon Serena, give this film a like, share, and playlist it. and we'll see you later.